the most important NFL news of the day. By now, you have probably heard there are many reports, and Sean Payton, when he met with the media earlier Friday, said he has named a starter. He's not announcing it, but he has named a starter internally to the team. Reports from Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Diana Rossini are that the Saints are going to start Taysom Hill at quarterback ahead of Jameis Winston Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. Hill apparently took all of the starter reps at practice this week. And there are no packages for Jameis Winston, similar to what you might see for if Winston were the starter and they had Taysom Hill packages. The opposite is not true. There are no Taysom or Jameis Winston packages for this game, according to these reports. So, I, of course, have been very, pro Jameis for a lot of very obvious reasons. It's not, by the way, being pro Jameis does not mean that you are anti Taysom Hill. I have said so many times, as abundantly clear as I could possibly say it, I love Taysom Hill. I think he is a fantastic football player. I love the element, the dynamic he brings to the New Orleans Saints. He helps them win games. He is a dynamic element for which teams have to prepare. I love Taysom Hill. He's just never going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and I still believe that. My take that I have shared with you so many times over the years with respect to Sean Payton, and I'm going to say it again, and if you listen to this show, you've heard me say it so many times prior. With Sean Payton, you take the good with the bad. The same gene inside of Sean Payton that makes him think it's a good idea to onside kick to start the second half of the Super Bowl is the same gene that had him trade a 6th-round pick to come back into the draft for a 7th-round pick to take Tommy Stevens just to spite Joe Brady at Carolina, and that didn't work. The same gene that has you call that bomb trick play against Tampa when the game was already decided week 1 this year is the same gene that has Peyton act like a pissed-off teenager when he throws the challenge flag incessantly and why he is awful percentage-wise in challenges. The same gene that allowed him to create the Taysom Hill package, that's the same gene that makes Sean Payton think Taysom Hill can be a starter in this league, which he's not, and he won't ever be. This should not be debatable. Jameis Winston has thrown for 19,812 yards in his career. Taysom Hill has thrown for 205. Jameis Winston has thrown 121 career touchdown passes. Taysom Hill has thrown none. Bagel. Goose egg, 0. Jameis Winston has attempted 2,559 passes in his NFL career. Taysom Hill has attempted 18. This is not a decision. It should not be a decision and would not be a decision for any coach in the NFL but for Sean Payton. But as we say, you take the good with the bad. If, in fact, Taysom Hill starts on Sunday, this is quintessential Sean Payton outthinking the room. And one thing that I know definitively in life, in business, in sports, ego and money change everything. Ego and money change the dynamics with any conversation. I love the show Shark Tank. You ever watch Shark Tank? How many times do you watch that show where there's an entrepreneur, their business is flailing, and every one of the sharks says, this thing stinks. It's not going anywhere. You need to cut bait right now. But they've taken out a second mortgage on their house. They're in debt 6 figures because they've gone for broke with this business, and they refuse to give up on it because they're so over-leveraged. Money changes the conversation. LSU's defense is atrocious. Why haven't they fired Bo Pelini yet? Because they owe him $4.6 million. money changes everything. Think about my radio show or any advertising, any media. When you see advertising, I have clients that they pay us money. They want a return on that investment. Money changes the dynamic of any conversation. Everyone wants an ROI, and the Saints gave Taysom Hill $21 million, and they are trying to get a return on that investment. We know Taysom Hill can't throw the ball. We know he will not be an NFL quarterback, but here we are. Sean Payton, his ego, and the money they paid Taysom Hill have them so leveraged to this point where they feel like they would probably be willing to sacrifice a game just to see if they were right about Taysom Hill. It makes no sense. There is no logic here. I'll tell you the one thing, and this is my sincere hope, it's because I love the New Orleans Saints. This is Matt, the Saints fan, the kid who was born at Lakeside Hospital, who grew up going to Saints games, whose favorite player as a kid was Dalton Hilliard, who went and watched miserable teams in that dome and was in there. Matt, the Saints fan, this is my sincere hope. This might work this week. It might. Because here's an Atlanta team that fired their coach and subsequently have won 3 of their last 4. The only one they lost, by the way, they gagged away. They should have. It was against Detroit. If Todd Gurley falls down at the 1-yard line, they kick a field goal in the last play of the game and it's over. Instead, he scores, and then Detroit gets the ball. They go down and score and win. The Falcons should be on a 4-game winning streak, tons of confidence, playing better, and 2 weeks to prepare. The Falcons have spent time preparing for the Saints. The Taysom Hill Saints will look much different than the Drew Brees, Jameis Winston Saints. And by the way, the Falcons have seen Jameis Winston 10 times in his career because each of the last 5 years they've played him twice when he's a starting quarterback at Tampa. So maybe, just maybe, this is Sean Payton thinking, I'll give them something they're not ready for. Maybe. Maybe because Atlanta will have been preparing for the last 2 weeks for something they won't see on Sunday. Maybe. That's my sincere hope. That's my sincere hope. But if this is a situation where Sean Payton is about to run Taysom Hill out there to be a starting quarterback as he legitimately thinks this guy is the future, then Sean Payton. What's that movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? I don't know. I'm not a movie guy. Crazy House? Sean Payton. Get him there, bro. Because this is jumping the shark. I will be waiting on Sunday, watching with bated breath, as will all of you. But this is crazy, even by Sean Payton's standards. Crazy.